miracles. I know most of you would have seen the miracles that took place in Michigan, and you would have seen the soldiers video done by Brother Ted Henry. It was very kind of him to come and do that. So I will just briefly talk about it, and then I can share some more pictures with you. That wherever you call him, no matter, as I mentioned earlier, you're up in the air, or you're sitting in a bus, or you're sitting in a train, or going in a car, or being at home, or being at work, anywhere for that matter, you just call him from the bottom of your heart. He's always ready there, readily available, that yes, I am with you. If I don't see that, I'll take it for granted that I should change. But if I see that, I will remember, I'll just make sure that you don't want me to change, you know, just stay like this. So saying, I prayed to Swami and I took the Sky Mall book. I have no clue what is the book about, what it talks about. And only when I opened the page, Sai Ram, I just screamed. And the people around me were just kind of puzzled, why she's screaming all of a sudden. And I couldn't control my joy, tears were rolling. If I go and sit in the dark theatre, where am I to look for you, Swami? I was just telling him, and we all were seated in the theatre. After a few minutes, they displayed the show. Swami is present everywhere, in every nook and corner of this world. It's we who have to look for him, and definitely he will show his presence. And you would have seen me all I shared that about in my school. If you go to a theatre, you go to a movie, or you watch, read a book, or you get an item, a material thing, anything, anywhere, he is present in everything, in every atom, they say, right? In every molecule. The moment I heard that, I was so thrilled, and immediately I told Swami, from today onwards, I will not wear any ring on my finger, Swami. I want you to come to America physically, and you have to give me a ring, Swami. I just told him, and I left it there. And till today, it's been 14 years, I have never worn a ring so far. Sai Ram, everyone. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan. I just want to thank Swami for giving me another opportunity to talk about his glories. So in the previous video, you would have noticed all the sufferings that I went through, and how Swami came as a rescue in each and every step of all that I went through, starting from the previous day that I pulled the door and injured my arm, and then again the same day evening attending a reception and ate the food and got stomach upset because of the food poison, and how it affected me the whole day. And then again when I went to the airport, once I got into the flight, how I was really about to throw up, but Swami just saved me. Had I threw up on the way, definitely it would have been so disgusting to everyone, and I would have felt so ashamed and embarrassed, and I would have felt very bad. But Swami was kind enough to keep me under control until I reached the restroom and then threw up there. So every step Swami was there, and moreover how kind he was that he gave the thought to the air hostess that they should stop the flight and get me treated before I travel again further to US. And Swami was just still there again in that place. He came and helped me, saved me, and sending an ambulance. And then again from there he brought me, he didn't make me wake up, so he made me to sleep through until I reached US, Spokane, US. So which was really, really amazing how Swami was there in every step of all the sufferings. And again when we got pneumonia and the tooth problem, and when my husband was suffering from pneumonia, he sent all the Sai brothers and sisters to help for us. And then again during the carbon monoxide problem, Swami saved all the children and all the staff, and also all the Sai devotees. So in every step, you know how Swami was there. If not for him, today I would have not been alive. So it's all because of him. He is the doer, as we all know. We are mere puppets in his hands. So that's why we have we have throughout our life, no matter how much gratitude we pay to him, it will not be enough. We don't know how many janmas we have to take. So I really want to narrate these things about the previous video, And now in this video you will get to see how Swami is omnipresent. He proves that he is omnipresent, omnipotent and omniscient. And always Swami says, right, I am beside you, I am below you, I am above you, I am around you. And these incidents that I am going to share further will prove that how Swami is there everywhere, that we have to look for him. He is there, no doubt about it. But it is we who have to look for him. And if you call out, he is always there. And he will come for a rescue, and he will come and make sure and tell you that yes, I am present. So you can listen to the other experiences in this video. Now I am going to share an experience that I had in the flight when I went to India. This was in 2009 I believe. I went to India and I came back, and once I got into the flight, I was feeling so miserable that I missed Swami so much, and I was also almost in tears, and I was trying to bend myself because I don't want anyone to see my tears, and I was trying to put my seat belt, and as I was putting my seat belt, I was just crying, and I'm telling Swami, Swami, please come with me, Swami, please come. I hope you are coming with me. I wish you are with me, Swami, please, Swami, please, Swami. I was just praying to Swami, and I was sitting in an aisle seat, and so I was just trying to pray to Swami like that, and I tried to lift up, praying that please come Swami, please come Swami. And the moment I lifted my head, at the exact time on the opposite side on the aisle seat, there was a gentleman who was sitting there. As I lift my head, he opened his wallet, and the moment when my head went up, and directly all I could see was Swami's Abhayahasta picture. And the moment I saw that, I was so thrilled. I screamed, Sai Ram, I just screamed. And luckily, it so happened others are looking at me, not many people are there, but they were looking, and this person turned her back and saw me. And I thought, oh, thank you, Swami. That's good. Then throughout the journey, I can keep talking to that person, and we had to share all his glories and hear from him as well. I just thought about it, and immediately I want to unbuckle the seat belt, and then want to get up and go to him. In the meantime, suddenly the other passengers started to bring their luggages, and they all are coming. So I thought, so what? Let us sit here, and once the flight starts to move, then we can go and sit with him and talk to him. So after some time, once everybody were seated and everything was settled, I thought, let me go to him now, and I just unbuckled my seat belt, and I just went. When I went, I noticed that he was fast asleep. I said, so what? Once he wakes up, then again we'll talk. And I came back to my seat, and I dozed off, and I slept, and I didn't know. And after that, when I woke up, we had our breakfast or whatever. I ate all those things, and then when I looked for him, hardly I could see him. He wasn't there. Then I thought, okay, the reason is, I asked Swami, are you traveling with me? Are you coming with me? He showed the indication, yes, I am coming with you. And just keep quiet and go out and sleep. Don't trouble anybody. It was like also like that. So that was a beautiful experience. The reason I wanted to share that was that wherever you call him, no matter, as I mentioned earlier, you're up in the air, or you're sitting in a bus, or you're sitting in a train, or going in a car, or being at home, or being at work, anywhere for that matter, you just call him from the bottom of your heart. He's always ready there, readily available, that yes, I am with you. So we have to call from the bottom of our hearts, not merely from our mouth. That's the lesson I learned. So when you call him like that, he's always there, omnipresent, right? So he's always there. In this video, I want to share about how I see Swami in everything. So there's a proverb in Tamil, not proverb, some words in Tamil like this. Yengume sai, engum sai, edilum sai, endrume sai, eppodudume sai. Again, engum sai, edilum sai, endrume sai, eppodudume sai, which means everywhere sai, everything is sai, ever present, everlasting or ever present is sai, and everywhere sai, every moment is sai. So I just want to narrate some of the things that how I see Swami in everything, in the worldly objects. So some of them I want to narrate. So this was mostly when I was working in a daycare in Pullman. I was just I started this. The thing is, for example, in the morning, the the teacher, I mean, when once the children come in, you are supposed to sing a rhyme for them. So sometimes the other teacher would go to say that, oh, I have a meeting or I have to go and see another teacher, let me be back, you can just run the show. So the moment she leaves, immediately what I do is I'll tell all the children, okay, come on children, let us all sing, Baba black sheep, have you any wool? So in this way, I will make them, all the children, to say utter our Swami's name. And then once that rhyme is over, then I'll ask them to sing, Old MacDonald's had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had a sheep, E-I-E-I-O, and the Baba here and the Baba there, here a bar, there a bar, everywhere Baba, Old MacDonald's had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. So I used to ask them to sing these rhymes. So it so happened, whenever the other teacher is not in class, when I take the lead, all the children will know. When I ask them, okay, which rhyme are we going to sing? Immediately they say, Miss Jayanti, we are going to sing this rhyme, either Baba Black Sheep or Old MacDonald's. So they all got used to it. So that's one thing I do. And then in the daycare, they will give play doh for the children to play. So all the kids, they will have a ball, like as you have chapati flour, right? How we make a chapati, the dough, and have the balls. So likewise, we give a ball to everybody, and the other teacher will be in the other table leading those children, and I will be here leading these children. So what I'll do is I'll give them all a ball, and they all will pull it out and do all kinds of things, whatever they want. Whereas in my case, what I do, my eyes will be monitoring them, but my thoughts will be set on Swami. So what I do is I always make sure that I'll take a ball, and then quickly I'll make a Shivalingam out of it, and then I just make like SAI, it's letter Sai, and place it on top of it, and then quickly I'll make like chapati, tiny chapatis and idli, all kinds of stuff, or vada, and assume like small things, and then I say, Swami, this is my prasad to you, just enjoy. Though I just monitor the children, my thoughts will be set on Swami, and I will just looking at that, and I'll keep admiring that as though that is Swami for me. So I look for every chance how I can bring Swami into that in whatever I do. So this was one thing. One day in the school, they said we are going to take the children to a movie, and the name of the movie was How to Train the Dragon. So we all were walking, and we are going to on the road, and then once we reached the theater, I was just telling Swami, you know I don't like all these things. Where am I to go and look for you if I go and sit in the dark theater? Where am I to look for you, Swami? I was just telling him, and we all were seated in the theater. After a few minutes, they displayed the show, and the first scene was a dragon is chasing the sheep, and out of fear, those sheep, they all will scream, ba, 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 ba. I was so thrilled. I said, Swami, this will do for me. I heard your name. That's more than enough. Now I can sit back and relax, let the children enjoy the movie. Yeah, so that I can be thinking about you. So this is another incident. And then we used to have the train tracks and the trains and the goods for the children to play with it. And it so happened they had some train goods with all kinds of things, and also they had some alphabets in it. And to my utter surprise, I found that there were 3 letters, that SAI, on all the goods. So what I did, I just took those 3 alone and gave the rest of them to the children to play. Whereas I used to set this SAI, and I keep looking at it and admiring it as though I'm talking to Swami. At the same time, of course, I'll be monitoring the children, but my eyes and my thoughts will be kind of set on this thing, and then I look at the children to make sure they all are doing okay. So this is the one thing. And then they used to give blocks. So in the blocks, there are all the 26 alphabets letters are there, all the letters, 26 letters. So I'll give all those children to the rest of the letters, and I look for this BA and the SAI, and grab those alone and keep it with me, so that I can keep looking at, because they'll have double they'll have 2 sets of those. So easily children can play with the rest of them, but I will look for these ones, keep it near me, and I stack them, and I just keep admiring them, whereas the children will stack something else, and they will hit it and keep playing with that. So this is one other thing. And then they ask us to go and write on the board, so we teachers should need to write something so that the children will look and write. So you know, you can guess now what I would have written. Yes, I used to write SAI, and then I used to write BA, and I'll tell the children, okay, can you try to trace this, or can you just try to write like that? So this is one more thing. And then there was a student named Isaiah in my classroom, and he has the word Sai in it. So I always make sure, then and then I'll keep on calling out his name. Isaiah, can you come here, my dear? Oh, you can take this, Isaiah. So that in that way I can utter Swami's name throughout the day. So that was one thing. And then whenever I go and park my car, there used to have the school truck place there. And as you know, they'll have the word Ram on the truck on the side, right? I make it, nobody will go all the way there and then park the car. They'll try to park the car in the front and get into the classroom. I make sure always I go and park the car right there next to that Ram, where it says Ram, so that I'll feel as though I'm parking my car next to Swami's car. That's what I do. And then the other thing is, when we go anywhere, we used to see the churches, right? So I always look for if there is anywhere that says St. Paul Church, so that the first three letters is SAI, Sai. I look for it. And then I also look for the magnets. They used to give magnets that we used to place it on the board. So I look for these three magnets and these four letters, Sai, Baba, and I try to stick them on the other side, and the children will be playing with the rest of them. So this is one more thing I used to do. And then when they give the crayons to the children, I always make sure that I pick the orange and black, so that it will signify our Swami's orange robe and his black hair. So I always try to grab those two, and the children will be playing with the rest of the crayons. So I used to sit and write there, SAI, Sai Baba, over there. So that's one thing. So in the school, these are the things I was just following. And then one day when I was just traveling, I just told Swami, Swami, are you with me right now? Please show me right now, this second I want to make sure you are with me. So when the moment I said that, suddenly a truck passed by onto my right side, and there I saw it said sailing on the boat. It was written on the truck, and the first three letters were Sai. And then one day when I went to meet a friend, she gave me some goodie bag. When she gave the haldi kumkum, I said, Swami, in this goodie bag, where am I to see you, Swami? I want to see you. And casually I just opened, and to my utter surprise, she has given me hairpins, and in that it says BA Baba. So I didn't use the hairpin, I just safeguarded it. So it says BA Baba. So I was so thrilled, and I thanked her and thanked Swami as well. And then one day we went to a garden, and in the garden I told Swami, here where am I to look for you, Swami? This is a botanical garden, all of them are enjoying. I don't know what to do. I want to look for you somewhere, Swami. Please, Swami. I was just asking him. Suddenly I came across a name, and it said Bonsai Care Guide. So immediately I could see our Swami's name right there, SAI. So this was one other thing. And then we used to have shopping bags, right? So here in US we'll have these shopping bags. So one day when I was casually trying to fold, because whenever I get the shopping bag I try to fold them. So this is the shopping bag. This is the one, right? So one day I was just trying to fold it like this. Suddenly a feeling came. Swami, I wish it was orange and black color, Swami. I would have seen you. Is there any way I could see you, Swami? Honestly, I told this to Swami, and to my utter surprise, I just saw here it says, you see Sai. If you see here, you see Sai. So I was so thrilled when I saw that, you see Sai. And I said, yes, Swami, I am seeing only you. I am looking only for you. Yes, Swami, I told him. So this is one more thing. And then the other thing is, one day I went for went for shopping, and there I was waiting on the line for the other people to get done. Once they are done, until then I was just waiting, right? So I told Swami, Swami, where I can look for you over here? Is there anywhere or spot you can show me right away on the spot? You can show me where you are. I want to see you now. And the moment I said, I just casually looked up, and there I said, the entrance while leaving, they are written in Spanish. This was in Houston. they are written in Spanish, gracias. So the last 3 letters, if you go backward, it will say SAI. So I was so thankful to Swami. Thank you, Swami. So I could see you here. I saw you already. Thank you, I told him. So that's one thing. And then here, when we have sandwiches, bread sandwiches, we used to apply. I told you in the very beginning, our connection with Swami is like they apply peanut butter in one bread and the other one jelly, and when you connect both of them, when you merge them, you cannot separate it, right? Likewise, my connection with Swami is like that. So same way, in the bread, when we try to apply ketchup, after we have put all the vegetables and everything, generally they will squeeze it and do it. But in my case, I make sure that I used to take the tomato ketchup and try to put in the S shape, as well as the mustard in the S shape. So seeing me, my husband also started to do that, so that even in that we can bring our Swami in there. So that's one thing I used to do. And then when we travel, we'll get to see buildings, right? Like for example, Bank of America, let's say Bank of America, and then in you have seen in US that they'll have a bold letter Bank of America, and again in small letters Bank of America. So immediately my eyes will get catch of the first 2 letters, BA Baba, and I say, Swami, I saw you here, thank you so much. That's one more thing. And then the other thing is, I want to share a unique experience now. The thing is, I was working in the senior living home, and one person, he was from Philippines. His wife used to run away from the room because she had dementia. So she used to run away from the room. So we had to be very alert to make sure that the room is locked and she is inside the room. So that her husband suddenly, the previous evening, actually, I was talking to him, and he was so happy. And he was from a military in Vietnam, from Vietnam. So he was a veteran, and so army veteran. So what happened? That the previous evening, I just took care of him, and I waved him goodbye, and I came home. And the next day, as usual, I went to my work, and there in front of his room, there were so many the other caregivers were standing there. And I was just inquiring them what happened, what's going on. I assume probably that lady was just trying to run away. That's why they were all there to catch hold of her. But little did I realize that they said that unfortunately that person passed away. They said Rogers passed away. What? He was okay the previous night, yesterday night, right? In fact, I spoke to him and I bid him bye and went. What happened? I don't know. Last night suddenly he got chest pain. And this morning the doctor came and examined him, and he was telling anytime anything can happen, and just now he passed away. And I felt so sad, I felt very miserable. And they said because he's from army, they have to do a kind of ritual rites for him. So they conducted in the same building upstairs, and there they displayed all his emblems and everything, all the gifts and emblems and what all he got. So then they were just singing some songs. We were there, and within my mind I was just praying to Swami. Swami, I want this person to merge at your feet, Swami. So please show me a sign somewhere. If I see you somewhere here, I will take it for granted that this person has merged your feet. In that way, I will be very relieved, Swami. Please show me a sign, Swami. I was just telling him, and I was just going through since all the ladies were going through, I was just following them. Suddenly, I came across a certificate, and let me show you. For his memorial service, they had displayed the medals and the honors that he received. So we were going through that. As I was going through, as I told you, I was just praying to Swami to see him somewhere. Suddenly I came across this. Here it said his name Roger Maynard, and there at the bottom it said Saigon, Vietnam. So the moment I saw Swami's name Sai, I was so thrilled and thanked Swami so much that how in the world I would have expected Swami to be there, and exactly it says Saigon. So this was one other experience, and I was so thankful to Swami that, okay Swami, finally there is certain that he has merged your feet. That will do for me, I told him, and thanks Swami. So then this got over. After this is done, one day I went to Walmart for shopping, casually as usual. So one day when I went to look for baby dress to buy for a friend who delivered a baby. So I wanted to go and get a dress for them, for the baby. When I was just going through a certain dresses, suddenly I came across a dress, and my husband called me and told, do you like this one? Come and see this side. As we kept looking one after another, suddenly I came across, I told Swami, I am getting this dress for this child. So please show me, is it possible to see you somewhere here? I know I am so crazy, but is there any way I can see you, Swami? I just told him, and that's why I was just going through everywhere, and my husband called me. You want to come and see into this rack? We want to check on these ones. So casually I came back to check on that, and as I kept looking, lo and behold, suddenly I saw this where it said Sai Pam. I wish it was Sai Ram. It would have been awesome. But it said Sai, S-A-I-P-A-M, Sai Pam. And this was in 2009. So I was so thankful to Swami. Thank you, Swami. So you are literally in everything, in every object, in everywhere. Not only in humans, but you are in every object as well, Swami. I just told Swami and I thanked him, and immediately, and the funny thing, you should listen to this. So what I thought, oh, this is a good thing that I got. So maybe this dress I should save it for myself to show it to people as an evidence that the Swami showed himself. And let me get some more dress like this, and so that for everybody, whoever gets a baby, we should give this dress because it has Swami's name in it. So saying, I went to the customer and I told them, you know what, if you could, I just found only this one item here. I do need many of them of these same pattern and design. Would you be able to go and check if you have more? Can you bring all those ones? And she said, okay, I'll go and check on that. And then, because you remember, when you become greedy, what Swami does, okay? So she went, and when she came, after some time she came back. I thought, thank God, she is going to bring lots of things. And when she came back, nothing was in her hands. I said, what happened? Where? I thought you took this long. I thought you were getting something. Yeah, I went and looked around everywhere. Yeah, other items are there except for this one. Oh, is that right? Okay, then no problem. And I thanked her and came back. And then I realized, okay, be happy with what you get. Okay, not to look for more. So I just wanted to share this one as well. So overall, if you see in the things that I shared so far, we can relate with Swami in everything that we do every day. Wherever we are, doesn't matter. Wherever we work, doesn't matter. If you look for it, you will find it. That's the lesson I learned. If we really look for Him, He will show Himself to us. But we have to call Him out from the bottom of our heart. Then He will represent Himself in whichever way He wants. We do not know. So this was one experience. And now I want to share a very beautiful experience that you'll be really amazed. What happened was, I was traveling from one state to another state to do a prayer for one of the friends' son-in-law, family member who was undergoing cancer. So I went to do this prayer, and then after that I went to the Sai Center, and then I was sitting and talking to them, and this person was really kind of very concerned. She said, I want to spend time with you and listen to Swami's glories. Why don't you come over? Let's go home. It's already late. So we went home and we were sitting and talking. She enjoyed so much. The next day she came to drop me at the airport. While going, she said, oh my dear, by the time I drop you and come back, I think my grandchildren will be waiting on the daycare. I hope I can reach on time. I don't know what will happen. I'm really very worried. I said, don't worry, sister. When we pray to Swami, He will take care. I told her. Yeah, you pray. If you pray, only Swami is listening, right? Go ahead and pray, she said. I said, Swami, she's coming for my sake. Swami, please make sure that she reaches on time. I just told him that, and she stopped for the signal. And casually, when I looked around, suddenly I saw it says a church was there. It said St. Paul Church. Generally, it will be st.paul, right? Whereas there I saw it was written SAINT. So the first three letters are Sai. So I said, see, Akka, see that Swami has shown. Look at that, Swami is right there. Then she said, only for your eyes you could see all this. I am glad you saw it, she said, and you pray for it. Pray for us, she said, and we kept driving. She kept driving and we were going, and then after some time she told me, my dear, can I tell you something? It is for your own good, can I tell you? I said, I really welcome that. You are so sweet enough to come out to tell that. Only if somebody pinpoints us, we'll be able to correct our mistakes, right? If not, how do we know? So I really welcome Akka. No, that will be wonderful. No problem. Please tell me, so that by correcting myself I can become a better person, right? So you are helping me in that way. So I am really happy. She said, oh, nobody will think like this, my dear. I am so happy you are with the open mind. Okay, because of that I am just telling you. Yeah, go ahead, sister. Please tell me. Then she said, you know what? I noticed that Swami says that we should love everybody, and I see you are loving everyone whom you come across, but you should also know that you should act little matured. You seem to be very childish and playing and talking like a childish, moving and talking like a childish manner. So you should behave in a matured way like an adult. You have to behave in that manner. And I was puzzled. I didn't know what to say. I said, what do you mean, Akka? I didn't understand. Yeah, you should talk little matured. You should not just tell whatever comes to your mind. You're just talking and like a child. So behave accordingly. That will be nice for you, she said. I said, okay, Akka, I don't know. 45 years I've been like this. Now if you ask me to change, I'll definitely work on that. I told her, and then I came back. This was in 2010. So what happened when she came and dropped the airport? I told her, if you don't mind, please give me a call once you reach there, so that I'll be at peace. She said, sure, I'll give you a call. And then it so happened she gave me a call after some time, and she said, guess what, Jayanti, as you mentioned, the road was very clear, there wasn't any traffic, so I was able to go and reach on time. In fact, I'm still waiting for my grandchildren to come out. I said, oh, that's very nice, Akka. I told her, and I thanked her, and then later I boarded the flight. And I got a window seat, and I just boarded the flight, and I was looking at the sky, and then I was just talking to myself. I told Swami, I don't know what is this, Swami. This person has said this new thing to me. What do you say, Swami? I don't know. I have been like this for all these years, and as you know, you only told that whatever you feel like you should speak. I mean, the sense like whatever comes to your heart, you should speak out. You should not change anything. And you told that the thought, word and deed should be the same. So from now on, if I try to change the topic, and then if I try to think that, oh, no, I should not say this, I should say in a different way. If I think like that and change it and talk, then my thought and word and deed will not be synchronized, right? So now I'm kind of confused, Swami. I really don't know what to do. But anything or everything, you know that whatever it is, it should come from you. Once you tell me, I will definitely follow it as it is. But if others tell me, still no matter if others tell me, I will not be able to take it. It should come directly from you to me. So what am I to do, Swami? I really don't know. So you have to tell me, Swami. As you know, I didn't bring any books with me, your books. So, but I see here something, it says Sky Mall in this on the seat, behind the seat. So I am going to open this book, Swami. You have to give me an answer. I should see something related to you, Swami. I told him. I assumed I will get to see the word said or sail or the Saint Church or something, right? So I thought I'll get to see that. So when I see that, I can take it for granted that Swami really wants to. Oh, by the way, I told Swami, if you don't want me to change, if you want me to remain the same as I am right now, I should see something related to you. That was the main point. If I don't see that, I'll take it for granted that I should change. But if I see that, I will remember. I'll just make sure that you don't want me to change. You know, stay like this. So saying, I prayed to Swami and I took the Sky Mall book. I have no clue what is the book about, what it talks about. And only when I opened the pages, I came to know it all talked about, a product, and it's a description, a detailed description about it with all kinds of pictures and everything. So the moment I took the book and closed my eyes and opened the book, that particular page happened to be talking about men's wallet, the wallet or the purse, whatever you call it. So the men's wallet was the picture, and there they mentioned, okay, you can put your money here, you can put your credit card here, you can put your medical card here, etc., etc. Finally, it also said, okay, here you can put your license here, and obviously for the license there will be somebody's picture, right? And guess whose picture was there? Yes, it was our beloved Swami's picture. Yes, I was so thrilled. You have no clue. I just screamed. The moment I saw Swami's picture, I screamed, Sai Ram. I just screamed. And the people around me were just kind of puzzled. Why she's screaming all of a sudden? And I couldn't control my joy. Tears were rolling. Not only because I saw Swami's picture, the main thing was I no need to change or I no need to correct myself. Whatever comes in my mind, I can speak it out so that my thought, word and deed can be synchronized. So I don't need to worry or should break my head. Okay, yesterday what I told, today I have to change it and tell, or what I need to, how to change and tell. No such things. Whatever comes to my mind, just speak it out. It's a simple task, right? No need to worry about anything else. So I was so thankful to Swami and I was so thrilled. So this is the picture that I can show it to you. You'll get to see later. So here's the picture, the small wallet, and there is Swami's picture with the orange robe and black hair. You'll get to see that later in a close-up shot. So the reason I wanted to narrate this story as well is he proves that he is everywhere. You can name it that you call him from the up in the air, or if you're on the floor, or you're in the workplace, as I mentioned earlier. Anywhere, any place, he is omnipresent, omniscient and omnipotent, he says, right? So he is present everywhere. So it's we who have to look for him. And when we call him out, he will definitely come, he will show himself, he will definitely represent himself. We also, we will not have any clue how it happened, but it will happen. So I just want to share all these moments with you to tell you that in our day-to-day life, we can, wherever we are, we can just keep communicating with Swami and be one with him in whatever we do, whatever work we do, and wherever we are. So he is omnipresent. So this was in India. We went for a shop. We went for shopping, and when I was about to go to the store, I told Swami, is it possible to see you here somewhere? Can I see you? And to my utter surprise, when we entered the store, this was the name of the store. It said Colors Choice. I mean, this is in Tamil actually. Colors Choice is the title, the name of the store. But in Tamil, if you see the people, those who know Tamil will know this word choice. It says size, choice, right? So likewise, size, they are just written exactly, and you see the name Sai here, right there, Sai. And then another incident is, this was in Michigan. One of our friend who lives in Troy, he called us for, they called us for, we thought they can meet in a restaurant, so they invited us. So we said, okay, we'll meet at the restaurant, and we went to the restaurant. But before going to the restaurant, he told me, sister, you'll be really happy if you come to this restaurant. You will see something which you, you'll get to see something which you really like. I thought, oh, probably he's talking about some of the food items that I like. Oh, that's what he's talking about. And I was so, just imagine myself, okay, brother, when we come there, I'll guess it out. I'll come, I told him. And he said, okay, you'll be really happy, I'm telling you, he told. And then we left it there. And we went to reach the place. And when we parked the car, when I turned around to see where is the restaurant, I was really thrilled because the name of the restaurant was Sai. So it said clearly Sai, and I was very thrilled. No wonder that brother told me that I would really love to, I would really be happy to see something. And no doubt it was our beloved Sai's name. So this was one incident that you see here. And then one day, these things were in Houston. I was just going through a newspaper when I was standing in the line, and then suddenly I told Swami, in this newspaper, can I see anywhere your name? Can I see, Swami? I just told him. And casually when I was going through, suddenly I came across where it said in Spanish, I don't know, there probably notification or what, I do not know. But all that I saw was Swami's name, exactly here it says Sai. So I was so happy. Oh, thank you, Swami, this will do for me. And this was one time. And then another time again when I was just going through the for the flyer, the weekly flyer, I was just going through what was on sale, and suddenly that thought came to my mind, Swami, can I see you here as well? Is it possible? And when I looked into that, suddenly I saw where it says 12 dayas, and there if you see backward it says S-A-I Sai. So this was another thing that I found. And then in one other place again, the same newspaper, it was an advertisement paper, all about ads, and there, when I asked again Swami about his presence, there I saw this word called, as you all know, gracias in Spanish, which means thank you. And I see Swami's letters backward, SAI. And then one more thing was that one day there was a mail in my mailbox, and I said, Swami, in this mailbox, can I see you somewhere? There's some kind of mail sitting here. It doesn't seem to be a regular mail, it's some other mail. So can I see you here? And I so saying, I opened the package, and the moment I opened, it said that read what God is doing here at St. Matthew's Church. And if you see the word SAI is Sai. So I said, thank you, Swami, I see you here. And then the other thing, it said, a sign from the Lord about your future. So this was another thing that I found. It said it was as something happened, and I asked Swami that, Swami, I should get something in the mail. And in that mail it said, something is good is about to happen, and I see Jesus' picture. And then it said, a sign from the Lord about your future. So I said, I took it as a nice amen, and I thanked Swami about it. So likewise, yeah, the Swami is everywhere, whether it is in books or in paper or in a mail or in a truck, if you see the truck, or even I want to tell you about the truck where it says Sai, the truck name has Sai in it. As I told you about the Ram, when I go and park the car in the school, I try to park my car near the truck, the Ram trucks. So where I assume that it is Sai Ram actually. So likewise, Swami is present everywhere, in every nook and corner of this world. It's we who have to look for him, and definitely he will show his presence. And you would have seen me all I shared that about in my school. If you go to a theater, you go to a movie, or you read a book, or you get an item, a material thing, anything, anywhere, he is presented in everything, in every atom they say, right? In every molecule, he is there. We have to look for him. So I just thought to share that, because in this way, even when you have sometimes if you want to call out for Swami, you can start to look for him. You can be in the name. See, in India it is a different story. In India, everywhere they'll have a Swami's name or Swami's picture. Shirdi Baba's picture these days are very popular, and every car has a picture of it. But in US it's not that is the case. US is entirely different, right? That's why I feel so delighted that in this place where there is not much of Swami's picture or Swami's name, if you could see him, if you could spot out, that is really something unique. I know many of them told about the numbers they get to see, 1008 or 108 or God, something like that. Likewise for me, it's Swami's name that I'll attempt to look anywhere, everywhere. So I just thought to share that with you all. Now I want to narrate a small incident that happened when I was getting back from India to US. So this was in 2010, I believe. I was just coming to the airport, and this was in Bangalore airport. I was just clearing all the things and going inside to sit on the lounge. And I was just sitting on the lounge. Then the time came for us to board. I was sitting on the lounge, and at that point of time, I was just sitting there, and I was just praying to Swami as I was walking and going, and then sitting there. I told Swami, I wish I could see you somewhere here. I know it's not possible in the airport, but it would have been nice if I could see you, Swami. That would have been really awesome, Swami. I was just telling Swami and praying to Swami, and suddenly I saw there was one family, Indian family, who was talking to the checking counter person, and they were that lady was really kind of very firm and kind of very talking so firmly, strictly, and these people are having something in the hand, and they were also trying to request her and plead to her, but nothing worked. Then I was wondering what it was, what's going on. So casually I just went close by, and when I saw that big tube they had, casually I asked them, is this Swami's picture? I just asked, Sai Ram, are you Sai devotees? Is this Swami's picture? And they said, yes, it's Swami's picture. Then immediately I requested them that can you just please open the picture, if you don't mind. I want to unroll the thing. I want to just take a Pada Namaskar. If you can do that, please. and they were little upset because already this lady was not letting them, because it's so huge, she was not letting them to take it, and they were already arguing with her for a long time. On top of that, I went there to trouble them, to ask them to, if they could open it and show it to me. And because I requested in such a way, they couldn't resist, and finally they opened the picture and showed it to me. But they were very upset that this lady was not letting them to take it. And the moment I saw the picture, immediately I prostrated in front of Swami's picture near closer to his feet. In spite of it's a public place, I didn't care because it's Swami's picture. Immediately I thanked Swami that Swami showed himself to me. I was very happy, and I just prostrated in front of Swami, and then I thanked them and I helped them to roll it back. The moment the other lady, when she saw me doing this, I don't know what happened. Immediately she said, "Oh, looks like it's very valuable. Okay, no problem, I let you take it." And that's it. These people are so happy and they were very thankful to me. And they said, "Oh my God, thank goodness you came and did this, because you asked us to open the picture. Swami let her allowed her to change her mind and allowed us to take. So thank you so much," they told me. And I was so happy because I was asking for Swami's picture, and here he showed the big, huge portrait over there. So I was so thankful to Swami. This was one incident. And then going back in 2004, one time it was my older son's birthday. I was just praying to Swami, "Swami, today is his birthday, as usual, come and bless him." But in the night I didn't get any dream. And then so I said, "So okay Swami, the whole day is there, right? So please bless him somehow. You should bless him. I should see something related to you, Swami." And then when the mailman came, when I went and casually checked the mail, for my utter surprise, there was a greeting card that was being sent from Brindavan. One of our Sai friend from Michigan, she American friend, she went to see Swami, and there she knew that particular day was my son's birthday. So from there she wrote a beautiful letter in that greeting card, and it was Swami's Brindavan picture, and that card directly arrived our home in 2004. So I was so thankful, and I thanked Swami so much that what a blessing he has given, because that was the time, as I said, the previous year my son came back from India, and he was not able to get into Swami school, and the next year for his birthday Swami blessed him like this by sending his picture from Vrindavan. So I was so thankful. So that was one incident. And then in 2006 in Chicago retreat, Mr. Jum Sai from Thailand, he came and he was a guest speaker. So he was sharing his experiences, and at one point he said that at the last day when we all gathered, Swami materialized a diamond ring, for the diamond green ring for all of us who were seated there. He gave it to every one of us. We were almost 650 people, and he gave it to everyone. And the moment I read that, the moment I heard that, I was so thrilled, and immediately I told Swami, "Swami, from today onwards, I will not wear any ring on my finger, Swami. I want you to come to America physically, and you have to give me a ring, Swami." I just told him, and I left it there. And till today, it's been 14 years, I have never worn a ring so far. So I just wanted to tell you that, and waiting on Swami to give it to me. And then after this, another interesting experience. When we were in Pullman, Washington, we used to go to meet an elderly couple, and we used to go and support them. They used to do the bhajans, so we used to go and support them, and from there we used to come back to our apartment and continue with our bhajans. So it was one time, it was my birthday, August 10th was my birthday. So I went to their home, and we attended the bhajan, and when we were coming back, that uncle said, Jayanti, hold on," and then he came with a big parcel. And when I asked him, "What is this, uncle?" "Yeah, just take it, it's already time, you go, keep going. So I said, okay, I thanked him so much, and then we came home and we tried to unpack and see what he has given. It so happened he has given an upright fan, and immediately we just plugged it in, and we turned it towards Swami's chair, so that we want Swami to get the first breeze and enjoy the breeze. So we did that, and then that day got over, and then the following week again we went to their home as usual, and that time the auntie sisters arrived from some other country, and they were with them, and the bhajans were going on. So we were sitting and singing the bhajans, and suddenly as I told you, I used to sit closer to Swami so that I want to see Swami one on one every time. So when bhajans are going, suddenly I opened my eyes for some reason, and my eyes fell on Swami's chair. And there, the sister, that day she has decorated the Swami's chair so beautifully with the beautiful sari and the matching pillow cover, etc. And when I saw that, immediately I looked at Swami and I said, Swami, look at you. They have put the latest model sari on your chair, and look at me, Swami. I am wearing a very old sari. And then suddenly I said, Chi, why Swami, why this buddhi for me? I am so sorry, Swami. Why I am getting into material things? Sorry, Swami. I am very sorry. I told him, and I just closed my eyes, and again I engrossed into the bhajans. After the bhajans are over, I told that sister, give me kumkum, I need to leave. And she said, yes, my dear. And then obviously she had 2 gifts back to give to her sisters. So she went and gave those to them. And then she came to me to give the kumkum. When she came to me, when I took the kumkum, immediately from nowhere she took another gift bag, and she gave it to me. I said, Akka, why do you want to give this to me? Give it to your sisters. She said, look, I have given to them. Don't say anything, just take it and keep going. It's already late for you. I said, Akka, last week only you gave me such a big parcel. What is this? Why do you want to give it again? Give it to somebody else. No, don't say anything, just take it and leave. So I said, okay, because we are running late. We said, okay, and we just came back to our home, just placed it at Swami's feet, and then we started to sing bhajans, and all the bhajans got over, and all the friends, they all left. After they left, I just thought, what is this that Akka has given me? So saying, when I casually opened, lo and behold, it was the same type of sari, exact the same model, same sari, except for the color was different. I was really taken back, and I told Swami, I wish I asked for a better thing, not for the petty things. I wish I asked for a better thing, Swami. Casually I just told you, and here you are given this sari. What is this, Swami? I cannot believe this. I couldn't believe my own eyes. I just told him. I was so thankful to him, not for the sari, but that how he fulfills even simple things that you asked for him. Because his duty is just only give. And we people will only keep ask. In my case, I mean, keep ask. So, keep asking. So what happened? I got that sari, and I saw that. I thanked Swami, and again I told Swami, you know, Swami, this sari came just like that because I asked you. Now I want to make sure I'll wear this sari only for your birthday, Swami. So I don't know which year it's going to be. Only whenever who is going to call me as a guest speaker on your birthday, that's when I'm going to wear this sari. Which is impossible, because they generally call all the high class people to come as a guest speaker, professional speakers, not like me. So I'll see when the day comes, that's when I'm going to wear this, Swami. So saying, I put it inside. And then it was almost November 20th, and nobody called. This happened in August, and November 20th, until November 20th, nobody called. Then I assumed, okay, hereafter who is going to call? So we'll wait, Swami, maybe next year or the year after. Whenever you will it will happen, Swami. And the next day, again 21st, I went to work and the daycare, and then in the evening when I came home, suddenly I saw a message in my phone, and there they said that we wanted to invite you to Oklahoma as a guest speaker. Would you be able to come? I know it's a short notice. We wanted to invite someone, but they were not able to make it. So suddenly they dropped out, so that's the reason we are asking you, is it possible for you to come as a guest speaker? And that's it, my joy found no bound. I looked at Swami's picture, and then when my husband came, I spoke to him, and he said, yes, we can go. And then we called them and told them, yes, we will come. And immediately we booked the tickets, and then we flew from Washington State to Oklahoma. And there after Swami's event, birthday year, bhajans, they gave us the mic to speak, and my husband spoke on Sealing on Desires topic, and here I was sharing about this experience, that how Swami gave that sari, and then as I requested, he made me to wear it and give a talk on his birthday. So that was a very, very beautiful experience for me, that he is willing to give you whatever you want, provided, but at the same time, we have to face the consequences. That's the lesson I learned. So it's better we ask for his grace, nothing but his grace, so that will protect us and keep us secured. and especially now in this pandemic situation, we really need to request His grace so much that He will safeguard all of us like a shield, protecting us like for Karna, how the shield protected him. Likewise, we all need to be, as a whole group, we all need to be covered by His the blanket of called grace, His grace, and so that we all will be safe and secure. So this was one other experience. And then I wanted to talk about touch base with my miracles. I know most of you would have seen the miracles that took place in Michigan, and you would have seen the soldiers video done by Brother Ted Henry. It was very kind of him to come and do that. So I will just briefly talk about it, and then I can share some more pictures with you. So this happened in 2003 when we prayed for our grandmother, and that's when the Vibhuti materialized in the puja room, and Swami himself manifested over there, and we could see his padaka so clearly that I'll send you the picture, you can take a look at it. And then there was so much of Vibhuti from 2003. The Vibhuti started to pour, and it happened vigorously. I mean, it was very, all over the home. It took place in 2007 on December 31st and 2008 January 2nd. That's when tons of Vibhuti took place all over the home. Now on December 31st it was all over the upper level, and on the January 2nd it was all over the basement. The Vibhuti all got materialized. So there are close to 70 pictures, I would say, as Brother Ted Henry mentioned. There are so many pictures that Vibhuti materialized in tiny pictures, in big frames, in big photo frames, and everything. So I'll show you. When you see these pictures, you'll get to see that. And then finally, I want to share one more experience. This is also a very peculiar experience. This was in Houston when we stayed there, and of course there too the Vibhuti materialized one day when we finished the prayer, and I went to the restroom to just wash my hands. When I came, suddenly on above where we just put a calendar, the Vibhuti materialized over there too. And so this was one thing. And then now it's another experience. This experience was, again, this was my son's birthday, and previous night I prayed to Swami. Next day morning, no sign of Swami coming in the dream. So I said, okay Swami, the whole day is there, you try to get me a picture of yours. That's what I prayed to him. And then I was working, and that morning one other friend, it happened to be a weekend, a Saturday, we were invited for a bhajan that evening to one of our friends' place. So he went to India 1 month ago, and I requested him to get some pictures of Swami, especially the healing pictures, the Lingodbhava pictures, so that I can do, when I do healing prayers, I place that picture and pray for them. So I asked him to get that. So I told Swami, anyway, I'm going to go to their house this evening, and there he is going to hand over those pictures. So it is directly from Parthi Swami. What are the blessing I can ask for? This will do, Swami, I told him. And then, but that afternoon, one other friend, she called and she said, why don't you come to our home? I'm also planning to go and attend the bhajan. Why don't you come to our home? Then we can go from here. So we thought we'll go there, and we went to her house. And as soon as I entered her home, she had a small picture of Swami's Abhyasta picture. You know, Swami blessing with both the hands. And that is my first and foremost picture, favorite picture that I first saw in Dr. Gopal and Sister Ananta's house in Columbia, Missouri, where we were introduced to Swami. We will be ever grateful to them, no doubt about it. So that picture was the first impression, the best impression. So that picture, I love it so much. So what happened when I entered this lady's house, she had that in a small size with that the Swami's picture, and I told her, my dear, this is my favorite picture, you know, I love this picture so much. This was the first picture that attracted us. And she said, oh, even for me, this is the picture, I too love it so much, because Swami smiles so nicely, and I love that picture as well. So we said, okay, thank you, I told her. So it was so nice, I said her, and then we were sitting and talking. Then we had lunch, and the host who was conducting the bhajan in the evening, he ordered for a potato curry with one of the catering member who was living close to our apartment. So he called us and told us, since you live, this lady lives close to your house, apartment, would you be able to go and pick it up and come and so bring it when you come to attend the bhajans? So my husband said, okay, but suddenly this lady, now she called, right? So my husband told, you know what, why don't I leave right now? go and pick up the potato curry and meet you there at the bhajan place, so that you both can get ready and you can go with her, he told me. I said okay, and my husband left, and we got ready, and I was about to leave. She came to give kumkum, and when she gave me kumkum, along with that she brought this beautiful picture of Swami. And I said, what do you want me to do? I mean, I asked her, why this picture is here? I just want to give it to you because you told you like it, right? I want to give it to you. And I told her, remember you told you like it too, right? Why do you want to give this? No, it's okay, you can take it, she told. And I was so happy, and I got the picture. However, while going in the car, I told Swami, if she had given this picture on her own, then I would have taken it as your blessing. See how mean I am. I would have taken it as your blessing. But because I asked her, she gave me this picture, Swami. Because I told her that I like this, that's why she intended to give me. So, still I will not accept that you have blessed on your own, Swami. I just told like this, and I was so mischievous. I told Swami like this, and we went to the bhajans. And the bhajans got over, and finally after dinner we were about to leave, and then that host, she came to give the kumkum. And I said, my dear, where are the pictures that your husband got? You would have got it from Parthi, right? Can I take them with me? I just told her, and she said, Akka, this time he didn't have time. I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you. This time he didn't have time to go for shopping. So next time, again in 2 months, he's planning to go. That time when he goes, I'll ask him to get you those pictures. I said, oh, that's okay, ma, no problem. Thank you, I told her. And then I realized, oh, Swami, now I wonder, now I understand why you made that lady to give me that picture. Oh, I see. Now I understand, Swami. Thank you so much, Swami. I truly appreciate it, I told him. And I was getting ready to go to the car. My husband already went and sat in the car. And you know, all the men, they all go and wait for us, and ladies, we take our own time to go and join them. So casually I spoke to these people, and I was just getting closer to my car, and I went there, and I was trying to open the backside door to place my handbag and go and sit in the front. The moment I opened the backside car, lo and behold, I screamed, Sai Ram! I just screamed, because there was this exact picture, the same type of picture that is lying in Michigan right now. The exact size and the exact picture was lying in the backside of the car. And suddenly I got so thrilled, and I asked my husband, Atta, how did he get this picture? I was wondering how this picture came and sat here in the car. What happened? How did it come here? What happened? What miracle? Did he see this before? Etc. etc. He said, sit down, I'll tell you. You know, I told you he's Mahatma Gandhi, very calm and patient. He said, sit down, I'll let you know. I said, yeah, tell me, wow, how did he get this picture? How the picture came to our car? Or who kept it to what? Then he told me, remember, I went to pick up the potato curry, right? So there, that lady, she asked me, are you Sai devotees? I said, yes. And she said, wait a minute. And she went inside, and she just got this picture, and she told, I want to give this picture to you, please, can you take it? And I said, of course, why not? Are you sure you don't want to give it to us? And she said, yeah, I would love to give it to you, please take it. So I took that picture and I came. Then initially I thought, because I went to get the potato curry for that host, so I thought obviously I should give this picture to them. I told you, right, he's Mahatma Gandhi, very honest. So he said, so I thought I should give this picture to them, but still I thought I'll have a word with you before I give it to them. Then immediately I screamed, come on Atta, from last night I've been asking Swami to bless our son, to give an indication by showing his picture somewhere or give a picture, and all the whole day I was been praying, and no wonder he has given this picture for me. So you go and get a new brand new picture and give it to them, I don't mind, but this picture was meant for us. Because I asked Swami to bless our child, Swami has given this picture. Sorry, I cannot give it to them, so let us take it with us. So you can imagine how Swami played the game. You know, initially I thought, I asked him to come in the dream, he didn't come. Then I thought, okay, and the evening when I go to the bhajan, that host definitely would have got the pictures from Parthi, that the pack that will do, I thought. And little did I realize that he didn't get those. And the afternoon, this lady out of the blue, she called me, and she had to happen to have this picture in the front, and I asked her, told her that it looks very nice, I love it, and in return she handed over that picture to me. On top of that, I thought I'll get the picture here in the evening, but she said no, he didn't get it. And then when I went to the car, out of the blue, this big portrait is sitting there. See how he showers his blessings. It's not because I asked, the reason is because I didn't ask him for the material thing or anything, but I asked for him. So obviously when you ask for him, he'll be ready to give himself to us. He always said right, he has always said right, that you ask for me, don't ask for material things, ask for me, don't ask for the creation, ask for the creator. So that's what it's this experience proves, that you have to ask for him, not for anything else, because when he is there, everything is there. I narrated this story earlier in Mahabharata, that when Arjuna and Duryodhana go to see Lord Krishna will be sleeping, Arjuna will be sitting near the feet and Duryodhana will be sitting near the head, and when Lord Krishna opens his eyes, he get to see Arjuna first, though Duryodhana came first. And then Arjuna, Lord Krishna asks Arjuna, what do you want? And here Duryodhana is getting a heart attack. What if this man gets everything, all the wealth, everything, and what will I get? Because so he was fighting with Krishna. I was the one who came first. But Lord Krishna said, when I opened my eyes, I just saw this one. So let me ask him, then I'll come back to you. And then, so his heart was pumping, whereas Arjuna said, Swami, I don't want anything. Lord Krishna, if you are with me, that will do for me. And Lord Krishna says, two things I can give, that either me or the wealth, which one you want? And he says, I want just you. And then Lord Krishna says, I will not do anything, I will be just your charioteer. Are you okay with that? He says, yes, that will do for me. And here Duryodhana feels so proud and pride. At the same time thinks he is a fool that he is asking for him, not for the wealth. But little did he realize that he is going to lose the war and he will be the winner, because the great God is with him. So likewise, if our Swami is with us, everything will be with us. We will get everything, whatever we need. Again, no wants, but what we need. And with this grace, all the big problems will be mitigated because of his grace, and by our good deeds, and by our prayers and everything. So let us pray for that, and ask for his mercy, and ask for his grace, and ask him to be with us, so that we all will lead a very happy and contented life with the pure and complete health. That's what is needed for all of us right now, especially in this pandemic situation. Let us all pray for each other, and let us all call him for his grace, and ask him to come for his grace, to bless us all. Thank you one and all. I am so happy to share all this with you all. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Sai Ram.